Today we're going to talk about one of the most famous book of history, the Alchemist. It is so famous that it has sold over 150 million copies worldwide and has been translated into over 80 languages. It is also the most translated book by a living author, and this is the book which has changed the life of many people. The success of The Alchemist can be attributed to a number of factors, which we will discuss today for you. So let's start with the author. The Alchemist is basically a novel written by Brazilian author Paulo Coelho, who was born in Rio de Janeiro in 1947. Coelho's journey to becoming a successful writer was filled with twists and turns. Initially, he pursued a career in music and worked as a songwriter. However, his dream was always to become a writer. He embarked on a transformative journey of self-discovery, traveling through Europe and Africa, which later influenced his writing. Coelho's breakthrough came with The Alchemist, which he wrote in just 2 weeks. Now let's go inside the interesting story which this book is having. This story is about a boy named Santiago, a young shepherd boy who is content with his simple life, tending to his sheep and traveling from place to place. But one day, while sleeping under a sycamore tree in the ruins of an abandoned church, he has a recurring dream. In the dream, a child tells him that he will find a treasure buried near the pyramids of Egypt. At first, Santiago dismisses the dream as nothing more than a figment of his imagination. But the dream continues to recur, and Santiago begins to believe that it may have some deeper meaning. He decides to consult a gypsy woman to interpret the dream. She told him that his dream was a prophecy and that he was destined to find the treasure. She warned him that the journey would be long and difficult, but that it was his personal legend and that he must follow it. Santiago decides to sell his sheep and set off on his journey to Egypt. Along the way, he meets a variety of people who help him on his journey, including an old man who claims to be the king of Salem, who teaches Santiago about the importance of following your dreams and listening to your heart, a crystal merchant who teaches Santiago about the importance of listening to the signs of the universe, an Englishman who is studying to become an alchemist and introduces Santiago to the concept of the soul of the world, the alchemist himself, who teaches Santiago about the importance of listening to his heart and following his personal legend. Santiago's journey takes him through many different lands and cultures. He experiences both good times and bad, but he never gives up on his dream. He learns to trust his heart and to listen to the signs of the universe. One day, Santiago arrived in Egypt. He was exhausted and discouraged, but he refused to give up. He decided to take a job at an oasis to earn some money and rest. While working at the oasis, Santiago met a beautiful woman named Fatima. They fell in love, and Santiago began to think about staying in Egypt with her and giving up on his dream of finding the treasure. But one day, Santiago had a vision of the alchemist. The alchemist told Santiago that he must follow his personal legend, even if it meant leaving Fatima behind. Santiago was heartbroken, but he knew that he had to do what was right. He bid farewell to Fatima and set off into the desert in search of the treasure. Santiago traveled for many days and nights. He was attacked by bandits, but he was saved by a vision of the alchemist. The alchemist told Santiago that the treasure was not buried near the pyramids, but in the place where he had his first dream, the ruined church in Spain. Santiago returned to Spain and found the treasure buried under the sycamore tree. But he realized that the real treasure was the journey itself. He had learned to trust his heart, to follow his dreams, and to listen to the signs of the universe. The Alchemist can be interpreted in many different ways. On one level, it is a literal story about a young man's journey to find a treasure. But on another level, it is a symbolic story about the journey of self-discovery. Santiago's journey to Egypt represents the journey that we all take in life. We all have our own personal legends, and we must follow them in order to achieve happiness and fulfillment. The different people that Santiago meets along the way represent the different aspects of ourselves that we must learn to trust and accept. The King of Salem represents our intuition. The crystal merchant represents our awareness. The Englishman represents our intellect, and the alchemist represents our soul. The treasure that Santiago finds at the end of his journey is not a literal treasure. It is the treasure of self-knowledge and the realization of our full potential. The lessons we can learn from this life-changing books are: follow your dreams and pursue your personal legend. Listen to your heart and trust your intuition. Embrace the journey and learn from its challenges. Material wealth is not the true treasure. Self-discovery and wisdom are. The universe conspires to help those who follow their dreams. This was all about Alchemist. What are your thoughts and what you learned from this book? Tell us in comments. Hit the like button if you find this video interesting, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.